Hi, I'm an ecopeace lover, nature devotee, or simply a nature lover. Today is so beautiful day here, nice weather, and I want to share with you some of my experience regarding why I quit my job after PhD and what I'm doing now. Let me start with my background. Now I'm living a semi-nomadic, minimalistic type of life, and I'm enjoying it. It's a very simple life, and I would say it's a very happy life. I quit my job a few years ago when I was working for a non-profit as an assistant director in Washington, D.C. I always thought that there was something missing. Even though I was okay, I was in a way happy in the job because I was serving underserved population, mostly Hispanic population, African American, and many low-income families. After working for more than 13 years, I asked question, is this job for me? How long should I continue? Because even after my PhD, I was working for the same position for some time. I would say I was not unhappy, but I felt very unfulfilled. I asked, is this my life's calling? And then I realized that I could do more. If I continue doing this for, let's say, for a few years, and then I may have regrets in the future when I have, let's say, when I'm in my 80s. I didn't want to have that regrets. I want to live a life which is regret-free life. I read somewhere that in fact there is a research. The research was conducted with senior people, and they were asked one question: what is their life's fulfillment? How did they live their life? Almost all of them said that they have some regret that is still making them unhappy. In other words, when they were young, they didn't do what they could do. They didn't even try. Living in the United States, paying mortgage and many bills, it was a tough decision. I talked to my wife. She said, if that is not your life's calling, you have many potentiality, you want to have that kind of blissful, fulfilled life, then why don't you quit? And then I thought that about my children, how I support my families. This thinking bothered me all the time. What would happen? What would happen? This fear sort of engulfed me. And I thought that, no, I don't want to have that kind of fear which always bothers me. And one day, while I was hiking, which I normally do, I observed various flora and fauna in the jungle, in the little forest we were hiking, and I found that they were all fully engaged, they were fully employed. This gives me sort of inspiration. As a nature lover, I thought, I don't have to fear. Let's see what happens. And I also thought about my past when I grew up in a remote part of Nepal and had many adversities, born and grew up in a was the least developed part of Nepal. And then I thought, what worst could happen? I also realized that how about if I live a sort of semi-nomadic or nomadic life, and also how I can minimize my wants, and also how I can make some little money that can support somehow. But I just reflected upon various factors, and one of the most important factor for me was to living a clutter-free life. Then I realized, okay, what can I reduce? And I found that I had been living minimalistic life already. All vegetables I was growing, and some fruits. In fact, I don't have to buy any vegetables in the spring, summer, and some part of fall. What else do I need? Okay, clothes. I'm fine with a couple of clothes. When I was a child, I didn't have many clothes. Maybe sometime no even shoes. I walked barefoot through jungle 2.5 hours one way to school when I was just about 10 years old. Then I thought, what worst could happen? This gives me courage to quit my job. But I didn't want to quit one job and start another one. If I do something that I really love to do. That is really my calling, which is doing good for our planet. So when I was after the hike, that gave me some clarity, and I decided to quit, but I was waiting for the right time. Maybe one more month. When my wife asked me, when are you going to quit? You said you want to quit. I said, okay, one more month, and then one more month. It was going like that. Then one day, one night, my aunt from Nepal, she called me to tell me a very bad news, which I was not expecting at all. She said that my father is no more. It created a havoc. It was so shocking. I didn't believe that my father would pass away so soon. I thought at least he would live 10 to 20 years more. He was healthy. Then I left for Nepal. Made me more thoughtful in the sense that made me think more about what life is. When I was a child, I remember when I was about 6 or 7 years old, I always, if somebody passed away in my village, I would not sleep the entire night. I would ask question and question upon question why this person passed away from, where he or she came, where this person is going. I could not believe the person was talking to me yesterday or somebody, but the person is not there. Where is gone? Is he or she coming back? Or just life is like that? And then I decided to travel Nepal from east to west, and I did. Mostly on foot, sometime by public bus. When I'm in public bus, I can hear many stories of people or this common people's stories. And I remember I stayed in one of the remote, far from any village. I stayed a week in the middle of dense jungle. There was a small hut. I stayed there. This is one of the most happiest moments in my life. Then I traveled other parts, came back to the United States, and again I started traveling to the Wild West, from Arizona to Colorado and many other places. And I enjoyed each part of my travel. This travel also helped me, made me very, it gives me different type of experience. I thought that that's what I really wanted to do. For me, this 9 to 5 job was not right, because again, I want myself more in tune with nature. Being inside this wall was sort of, for me, it was controlling my full potentiality. I wanted to shatter the walls. I felt that these walls were roadblocks, or they were blocking my inner well-being and happiness. But at the same time, the money is a big part. And I realized that again, in nature, all creatures are employed. Am I unemployed or employed? For me, I was fully employed. For other people, it could be, they could call me unemployed, because I was not doing any type of money making job. Then I started propagating my plant all around my house and selling them. This plant propagation gives me it gives me joy. That's what I really wanted to do. And again, when I make little money, then I traveled. So that's why I call it semi-nomadic type of life, and very minimalistic type of life. Again, these wants are always unlimited. We want something. Let's say I want this cup. Maybe after some time I want bigger cup. Then after some time I want something else. It just goes on and on. It never ends. If we go to Mars, maybe we want to go somewhere else. It doesn't mean that minimalistic, it doesn't mean that you have to sort of control yourself and make yourself very sad and become minimalistic. No. It means how you turn inward and become happy whatever you have. After all, if you observe very well, we don't need many things. You can be okay with little things. You don't have numerous things to make you happy. If you are not happy, what was the meaning of life? If you are not fulfilled, what's the meaning of life? If you are not doing what you really want to do, what's the meaning of life? You cannot postpone life. You can postpone your plan, you can postpone your everything else, but not life. When we go to funerals, somebody's funeral, we think that, oh, this person passed away, but we think that we will live forever. Any time, any moment could be the last minute. Any breath could be the last breath. So why not live a joyful life, enjoy each moment? Why not? So why not we do what we really want to do? There are many, many ways we can figure out. However, the first thing is that how we make our inner world better. If we are happy, if we are happy, if we are joyful, if we are blissful, then it opens many, many doors of opportunities. So the first priority is how we understand our calling, our deep obsession, or our love, what we are here for. Are we here just for doing 9 to 5 job and get tired of it, and then you just go back and forth every day, wake up, go to work, come back and sleep, next day you go, come back, go, come back, go, come back, go? How long? One day you realize that, oh, life is gone. I worked 40 years there. I didn't know this, like 40 days. What else could you do when you are in your 80s? I don't think that we could do much when we are almost at the end of life. If we are thinking, let's say, oh, we postpone our life for happiness, that's not going to come. That's not going to come, period. The only happiness we can feel is now, right now. You can be happy whatever, wherever you are. For example, for me, I have a voracious curiosity for everything. If I look at the leaf of a tree, of an ant, or any creature, I want to really find out about it. I can spend hours and hours by just observing, because for me, each creature has a meaning in this world for our planet. We are one of the creatures, so we have to learn how we can be in harmony with all these creatures. So when I was working full time, even though we were helping many people there, that was not enough, I would say. So my point here is that I'm sharing this story because stopping us to take action or to live a joyful life is that fear. What would happen? But if you deeply observe, you can make friend with fear. If you try to stop or try to avoid fear, it's never ever going to happen. For example, if you don't want to think about monkey, if you don't want to think about red color, then you will only think about red color. This is human psychology. We cannot avoid through negation. We can assimilate and make fear or other emotion our friend. That's the only way out. So now, as I said, I'm living a sort of minimalistic, nomadic type of life. Yes, of course, I'm not saying that we don't need money. We need money, but there are many ways you could make money. For example, this is one way, as I pointed, by selling plant. You could do so many other things. Think about what we really need and what we really don't need. If we can find that, it seems very easy, but it's not easy as it seems. It's not easy to live for many people to make friend with fear. It's not easy to keep that determination, that perseverance and persistence for a long time. I think if we evaluate, if we ask us a couple of questions, why are we here for? What we really want to do? What gives us happiness and unhappiness? These answers which you can come up with answer yourself. You get from this thoughtful process are most valid answer, most convincing for you. If somebody says, okay, this is good for you, this is not good for you, that might be helpful, but it's more helpful if you come up with your own answer. If you want to live a life without regrets, why don't you give it a try? Then see. For example, I gave a try. It has been a few years after I quit my job. I don't have any plan to go back and do this kind of 9 to 5 type of job. There are many alternatives. You can travel, you can meet different kind of people. That's what I'm doing. And then also you can make some money. But one of the most important thing is, if we want another car, if we want another house, if you want another brand new, if you have this kind of desires not based on need, basic need, based on your wants, then it could be difficult. However, I think you can come up with your answer and find the solution that is right for you. And also, many people may not be able to find that happiness when they are away from nature, because we are part of the nature. Let's say if you don't have land, like I have some land here, I just grow and just for a few months, then I might go somewhere else, and then I can be in the community and I can help them grow, and I can grow my own food in some ways. Not everything, but some foods. You may not have enough land to grow. At least you can have some plants. When I am little stressed, just I observe plant, and that gives me happiness. It will be helpful for you too. Why don't you give a try? Why don't we give a try? The most important thing is that we can try. So enjoy your life. Enjoy each moment. Thank you.